The Singapore Airlines turbulence horror has left several passengers in a state of shock and traumatized. Singapore Airlines flight operating from London to Singapore encountered sudden extreme turbulence at an altitude of 37,000 feet. The Boeing 777-300ER plane that was carrying over 200 passengers and 18 crew members was about 10 hours into its journey from London to Singapore when all of a sudden the incident occurred, resulting in the death of one passenger. Passengers on the Singapore Airlines flight that encountered this extreme turbulence have been now recounting those terrifying moments when the plane fell about 6,000 feet, sending those without seat belts into the air. Other passengers on the plane described this traumatic drop that had passengers screaming to be the most frightening moment. Pictures of the cabin showed dented overhead bins, scattered personal items, and food and beverages that were lying on the floor.
The plane just dropped, and it was extremely surreal experience. I remember the degree object, people's belongings, clothing, cushions, teacups, crates, you name it, just throughout through the cabin.
I saw people from across the aisle just like going completely horizontal, hitting the ceiling and landing back down in like really awkward positions. People like getting massive gashes in their head, concussions. So it's quite a sight, I think.
Singapore Airlines CEO Goh Choon Phong has now issued an apology saying, "On behalf of Singapore Airlines, I would like to express my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased. We are truly sorry for the traumatic experience that everyone on board SQ321 went through. We are deeply saddened by this incident. It has resulted in one confirmed fatality and multiple injuries."
We are fully cooperating with the relevant authorities on the investigations. We will provide updates through our social media channels as more information becomes available. Family members and loved ones of those on board SQ321 can call our hotlines for further assistance. Once again, our deepest apologies to everyone affected by this incident. Please be assured that Singapore Airlines is here to help and support you during this difficult time.
Now, Singapore Airlines is often seen as a benchmark for much of the airline industry and hasn't really had any major incident in recent times. However, this particular incident has once again shifted the focus on flight safety measures and significant safety hazards that in-flight turbulence poses to airline passengers and crew members. While turbulence-related fatalities are rather quite rare, injuries have piled up over the years. Now, some aviation experts note that reports of turbulence encounters have also been increasing and point to the potential impacts of climate change that just might have on flying conditions. So what exactly is turbulence? Well, turbulence is essentially unstable air that moves in a non-predictable fashion. Now, most people associate it with heavy storms and rain, but the most dangerous type of clear air turbulence, which often occurs with no visible warning in the sky ahead. Turbulence is caused by a relative movement of disturbed air through which an aircraft is flying and responsible for the abrupt sideways and vertical jolts that passengers then experience during their flights. Severe turbulence is the second highest category on the scale of intensity for turbulence. According to a report between 2009 and 2022, over 160 people have sustained serious injuries during these turbulence events, and they have also required hospital treatment. Flight attendants are most vulnerable, and they are also particularly at risk since most of the time they're more likely to be out of their seats during a flight. However, over the years, standardized safety procedures have significantly helped prevent these cases of serious injuries, making air travel a lot more safer. Can pilots avoid turbulence? Well, pilots do use a variety of methods to avoid turbulence, including using a weather radar display. Sometimes they can simply see and fly around the thunderstorms. Air traffic controllers will also warn pilots after another plane runs into clear air turbulence. And many pilots also look at the upper level jet streams along their route for any signs of wind shear and then plan to fly above, below or around those areas. Well, crews also plan much ahead by studying turbulence and other weather forecasts, which has also drastically improved over the years, loading extra fuel when needed and monitoring weather radar during the flight. However, sometimes violent clear air turbulence does leave crews with very little time to react. Modern planes are strong enough to handle any such turbulence. However, turbulence of the severity that was experienced on the recent Singapore Airlines flight is a rarity. Though an incident like this would have undoubtedly left passengers horrified and in a state of shock. So how can travelers stay safe? Well, in short, buckle up. Turbulence can be tricky to predict, but experts do stress that the first line of defense in the air is keeping that seatbelt fastened at all times whenever possible. Safe travels.